we are having the third unit, some subtopic available regarding some scheduling techniques. Okay, and my past classes, last week I have spoken about this scheduling and all. I said that we are having more topic on scheduling, and I would explain all those things in my future. I said, I think. So we are moving to the same slide, scheduling, and you know that scheduling is nothing but just we are as a client or as a service provider, we should schedule some resource and we should schedule some job or task to the virtual machines or our physical machines. Okay, whatever the thing, whatever the service you are having, whatever the application, whatever the system, desktop, virtual machine, whatever you are having. Okay, as a client or as a service provider, you should schedule some resource to the workstation. Okay, take it as a workstation. Okay, so unless or otherwise scheduling a resource to our workstation, we could not have some possible to work over the infrastructure or workstation, anything. Okay, so we need some techniques and we need some conscious over this scheduling and all. And also we are having some advanced reservation. We mean that while I am scheduling some job or task, I should have some reservation so that my performance seems much more okay, much more responsibilities. I mean that I should have some conscious as a admin or as a client. I should have some conscious over this reservation and this scheduling and all. Only then we can get some performance. Okay, the performance metrics seems increasing. Okay, so we go for the slide, and you see that the first paragraph nothing but they are saying generally that Amazon having some immediate provisioning. Okay, since the data center seems infinite, Amazon cloud and all having some infinite data center, so they ready to provide the scheduling in immediate process. Okay, so we don't bother about this Amazon and all. So come to the next point, that best effort. This is one of the techniques used for scheduling the process, scheduling the resources. Okay, you know what is this? It's nothing but we are making our instructions, or we are making our resource in queue manner. Okay, queuing and giving some priority for our resource. Okay, and even there, I mean that best effort is nothing but an algorithm. Okay, it's one of the algorithm for scheduling techniques. Okay, scheduling process. So even here, even this best effort having some I mean the demerits, I mean that disadvantage and some challenging. Okay, I mean that what the actual challenging is that, suppose as a admin I am just putting some schedule for the resource. Okay, and suddenly I'm getting some more schedules which is coming under higher order priority. So what actually I am doing that, I'm just putting the previous schedule, previous job in suspend manner. Okay, and I am just giving some importance to the actual scheduling that is coming, that is higher order priority, which comes second. Okay, so what actually here we are having some challenging that once after the higher order priority over, I need to pull the old scheduling. I mean that old job. Okay, as a admin, I should pull the old job. Now the job is not giving any output. It seems that it is already been suspended. So I could not get any kind of output. I mean that it's over. Okay. So what actually I need to do that, I should relink the libraries. I should reschedule the job to the concerned process. Okay, it means that I'm taking much more time. This is happened in best effort. Okay, so I'm just ignoring this best effort algorithm. I mean that as a cloud service provider, I'm just ignoring this best effort algorithm. So come with some more scheduling challenges. That immediate provisioning model is insufficient. The first line in scheduling challenges, immediate provisioning model. It means that if suppose as a admin, I'm just preparing to do some task in my virtual machine. Suddenly some higher order priority is just knocking my missions. Just knocking my missions. Okay. What actually I should do that, I should give some priority to the exact process which is knocking me. Okay. So this is said to be immediate provisioning. So I am in the position to give some immediate provisioning for the second schedule. I mean second job. Okay, it means that I should give the provision to the higher order priority. So this is, it seems that much more challenging. Okay, and next one, we need to give some advanced reservation. You know what is mean by reservation? It's nothing but normal reservation. As of you are doing in the yeah, a flight, and you are doing some ticket reservation in railway. The same task. I mean the same concept we are using in the operating system. I am putting some reservation to my job. Okay, I am suppose that a reservation in the sense of it's depend on time or it depends on priority. Okay, so I need to put some reservation. Even that reservation is not at all giving a feasible solution for my scheduling. I mean that what actually I am trying to say that uh, no, you should take two kinds of job. Okay, one job related to normal desktop and another job related to our cloud. Okay, I'm just talking about these challenges belongs to normal job. You should think about that. Even this normal job having such a challenge in the sense of, what about the cloud needs some more I mean that it needs some more facility to overcome these challenges and all. Okay, so that we are just acquiring some mechanism, or we are in the position to acquire some uh, algorithm or any other special tool. Okay, to overcome this scheduling process. Okay, so moving to the next slide. Hope I got 40 students. Thank you. And this is existing approaches. This is old approaches. Just a few minutes back, I said something. Okay, the constrained by the job abstraction, the user does not have direct access to the resource. I mean that admin has not having enough rights. Okay, as a admin, he knows some rights to operate in the operating system, but as a admin, he doesn't have more rights. I mean that he is not having more access to schedule the resource. Okay, I mean that what actually I'm trying to say that the two jobs came. Okay, first job is the as a admin, I put one first job in suspension manner. Okay, next I'm just invoking the higher order priority. I mean that I am not having enough rights to reschedule the first job which is under suspension. I should relink the libraries, or I should reschedule the job to the operating system. So this is the limitation in accessibility. Okay, these are all the things old one, which is existing approaches. Okay, you don't bother about this. Okay, just for our information, just read about this slide and that. And this preempting running jobs is nothing but the performance which I said now, putting our first job as in suspend manner, and just we are pulling out the same job to continue to relinking the libraries and all. This is said to be preempting and non-preempting. It's nothing but preempting in the sense of just we are doing the job in suspension manner is said to be preempting. Non-preempting in the sense of we are not having enough rights to reschedule the job. For example, I'm just putting some text in the Google search engine. I'm just searching about some cloud computing. What is the importance of cloud computing? While I am searching the cloud computing topic, suddenly my laptop getting power off. Okay, I mean that it is non-preemptive. Okay, I could not reschedule the job which I already given as a request. Okay, if preemptive is, I mean that non-preemptive. If preemptive in the sense of I could reschedule the job. For example, accessing the internet banking. For example, I'm just entering my username and password and all. Okay, suddenly power going off, or suddenly virtual machine, or suddenly my physical machine getting some collapse. Okay, after, I mean that after I'm having uptime. Okay, I mean that I'm just switching on my server, and where I'm having possible to enter my username password again. So this is a preemptive and this is a non-preemptive. Okay, checkpointing is one of the mechanism. I would say some direct example to know about this checkpointing. It's nothing but for example, one job, as a admin, I got one job, the job having 50 instructions. Okay, I have executed 25 instructions. Suddenly I got second schedule. As a admin, I got second schedule with the higher order priority. I should go with the second schedule only because it is having higher order priority. As a admin, what I am doing that already I have executed 25 instructions. So I should put this instruction in the suspend manner. If suppose I am just invoking this first schedule again in the sense of I should start from the instruction 1. Okay, this is my already challenging. This is actually already it's one of the challenge for me. Okay, as admin. So what actually I'm doing here, I'm just putting a checkpoint at 2050 instruction. Okay, it's like a flag, hoisting flag. Okay, so what are the actually checkpoint having? The 26th instruction yet to be start. Okay, it has some flag. Okay, if the flag has its own ID, this ID sends to the operating system, and this operating system stores the flag as a checkpoint. Okay, then the higher order priority schedules over. Okay, now I am going to pull my first schedule, which is being suspended. Okay, now the flag, I mean that the checkpoint helps me to reschedule, do not want to reschedule the first job, that I am going to execute the 26th instruction. I am safe with the 25 instruction. So this is the checkpointing mechanism. Okay, I mean that the preemptive, non-preemptive, the disadvantage of preemptive or non-preemptive is overcoming by checkpointing. Okay, this is said to be checkpointing. And I mean that without rewriting the program or relinking it with the checkpoint libraries. We don't want to reschedule or relink. Okay, and the last one, reservation. Okay, let me explain the reservation and all in the next slide. Okay, nothing but reservation in the sense of just giving a priority. Okay, so you see the reservations is virtual machines. Now we are just moving into virtual machines. I mean that we are moving into the concept of giving schedule and giving reservation and giving importance or giving priority to the virtual machines. Okay, efficient reservation of resources. It means that as a virtual machine server, we need efficient in reservation. Okay. For example, as I am having laptop. In my laptop, I have installed hypervisor, Ken, everything. Okay. I have installed 5 virtual machine server. From 5 virtual machine server, I need to put the 4th virtual machine server in reservation mode. Okay. Only then I can handle the higher order priority schedules, which is just interrupting our job. Okay, hope you are getting my point. Okay, and also since we are using the virtual machines, it is having some challenges. Preparation overhead and runtime overhead. You know what is my preparation overhead? For example, we are using enormous virtual machine server. Okay, all these virtual machines, for example, I'm having one host A. So this is my laptop. I'm having host A, and I'm having another host B, where actually my job is that I want to share some information from host A to host B. Okay, I mean that I am ready to put preparation. Okay, I mean that host A is having some preparation that needs to transfer some information from host A to host B. Suddenly another schedule is coming. Okay, with the same preparation, that I myself also needs to share some information from host A to host B. Okay, suddenly the third one is coming with higher order priority. Okay, I'm having, it means that that instruction saying that I'm not having time. Okay, I'm not having time. Let me put transmission job soon. It means that 3 instructions looking standing on the queue. Okay, so this is said to be a preparation overhead. Okay, I mean that even that preparation having the same order priority. So as a virtual machine server or as a virtual machine admin, we don't have enough rights to access this preparation. Okay, it is overloading. Okay, then next, runtime overloading. Runtime overloading in the sense of migration. Okay, runtime over in the sense of migration. While I'm I say admin, I'm just planned to migrate my system from my laptop to another host. Okay, suddenly what actually I'm doing that I'm just putting my virtual machine server in suspend mode because I'm having some process. Okay, already I've spoken about Zen algorithm. I'm having some predefined process. I need to put those process to migrate my virtual machine. Okay, suddenly some instructions interrupting my process. Okay, it's requesting that kindly put my job. Okay, kindly put my job as a schedule into the virtual machine which is under suspension. Okay, hope you are getting my point. I'm using 5 server, okay, in my laptop. I'm just plan to migrate my 4th server. While I am doing this migration, suddenly some higher order priority schedules interrupting my 4th server, okay, and requesting to process the actual job. Okay, so this is now runtime overhead. And Hazier is one of the, it's nothing but it's a framework, one of the framework architecture which is used for putting these all these challenges. I mean that it is open source lease management. Okay, Azia, HAIZEA. Okay, what actually it is doing that it is belongs to Open Nebula resource manager. Okay, what actually it is doing that it's requesting the user in lease manner. I mean that advanced reservation lease, best effort lease, immediate lease. You know, this advanced reservation lease is nothing but we are putting some server in advanced reservation manner. Okay, I mean that, for example, this is my laptop. I am just using 100 server. Okay, where I just putting my 75th server or 76th or 77th server in advanced manner. Okay, suppose you know that I'm just doing some migration. I'm just migrating 5 server. Okay, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I'm just migrating this 5 server out of 100 server. I'm doing as a admin. I'm doing some job, or I'm doing some work in my laptop. Okay, what suddenly I'm getting some instruction, or suddenly I'm getting some batch process interrupting my job that need to migrate or need to transfer some image file from this host to another host, and it is mainly interrupting my migration process. What actually I will do that, already I'm having some 75th and 76th server as a advanced reservation lease mode. What actually I do that, I just pull all these higher order priority, and I'm just putting into the 75th server and 76th server. Okay, why I am mentioning the number in the sense of you should have some knowledge. I mean that you should get some understanding, so that I am telling the numerical value. Okay, out of 100 server, I'm just putting 70th server or 71st server as a advanced reservation lease. Okay, and the best effort lease in the sense of the same thing. We don't want to go 100 server. Let us take a 5 server. Okay, out of 5 server, I'm just putting 4th server and 5th server in the best effort lease mode or immediate lease mode. Okay, suddenly I'm just having a plan to migrate the 3rd server. While I am migrating, suddenly some higher order priority scheduling or higher order instruction hitting my knocking my server. What actually I do that, already I'm having some reservation mode. Okay, what actually I'm going to put that, I'm just pulling all those instruction, I'm just collecting all those instruction which is having higher order priority, and I'm just dropping into the 5th server which is under lease mode. Okay, lease mode in the sense of it can be any mode, advanced reservation lease or best effort lease or immediate lease. You know the difference between these lease, advanced reservation lease in the sense of already the 5th server saying that I am reserved, that is advanced reservation. Best effort lease in the sense of suppose I'm getting 2 higher order priority. Okay, out of these 2, I'm going to pick the higher order priority based on time. Okay, based on time, that is best effort lease. Immediate lease in the sense of I'm just dropping all my job. Okay, and just I'm putting the ready state server as an immediate lease. For example, I'm having 5 server, 4th server is busy. Okay, and I'm just migrating 1st and 2nd server. Okay, I'm having 3rd server and 5th server is idle state. Suddenly some instruction coming, suddenly some schedules coming. Okay, what I'm going to do that, suddenly I'm just dropping all my job and putting this schedule into 4th or 5th server which is already in idle state, that is immediate lease. Hope you're getting my point. If suppose you're not you feel that my lecture going very fast in the sense of we can stop at anywhere. Okay, so I got 47 students. Okay, looking good. Okay, and this is some capacity management to meet SLA commitments. You know, let me explain this slide finally. Okay, I'm sorry to put this slide in middle. I'm sorry, I should explain this slide in finally. Okay, don't worry, I would explain it. Okay, So HASIO project. This is some important concept in HASIO. Okay. Suspend, resume, migrate compatibility and capability. Okay. I mean that it is having some action. Okay. It means that just now I spoken suspending the virtual machine and resuming the virtual machine and migrating. Okay. By using this concept. Okay. We can achieve the lease manager. I mean lease management. Okay, hope you are understanding. It's not at all very big concept. Suspend, resume, migrate capability. Okay, for example, one instruction just knocking our server. Okay, what I'm going to put that I'm just putting this instruction in suspend manner. Okay, I mean that I'm just allocating the resource for the instruction as a fourth server. Okay, I'm just putting some suspension and resuming. Okay, it means that according to the time availability, I'm just resuming the resource. Okay, and migrating from one host to another host. I mean that, for example, I am in my laptop. I am having 5 server. Okay, all my 5 server looking busy. Suddenly, I need to put. I'm just invoking Santosh sir server. Okay, Santosh sir having some 5 server. Okay, what actually I'm just requesting Santosh sir, sir, I'm having 2 instructions here. It's already overhead. So what actually I need to that, I just migrate this instruction to your server. Kindly give some respond in the sense of Santosh sir responding my server. So what actually I'm doing that, I'm just migrating all this instruction to Santosh sir server. As so I am migrating, whether I am migrating or not, as of admin, I'm just allocating a resource to the instructions, schedules, jobs. That's all. Okay, as a admin, I finished my job. Okay, I mean that I'm just responding to the higher order priority. Okay, so this is a concept of the suspend, resume, migrate capability. Okay, a capability is nothing but I just check. I mean that I should check whether Santosh sir laptop having the server is having capability or not. I mean that not capability in the sense of physical thought, logical thought. I mean that I should pre-check whether the server belongs to Santosh sir is having some idle state. I mean that uh, capability to do that, availability, time availability. Okay, so this is the concept here. Okay, I'm sorry. I have re I rewritten the reservation leases, advanced reservation leases, where the resource must be available at specific time. Okay, I'm sorry. While I'm preparing, I'm having some confusion, I think. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this. Okay, I mean that I have given explanation for this slide. Okay. Next, cluster as a service. You know, you should have some knowledge in sequence manner. Okay, what actually I am trying to say that first 2 to 3 slides I have talked about some desktop challenges. Okay, suddenly I come to the virtual machine server challenges. Now I'm just putting some more advanced concept in virtual machine server regarding scheduling and regarding this reservation and all by using cluster as a service. Okay, cluster as a service. Okay, we are having some architecture, fantastic architecture in this cluster as a service. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, this auto scaling and elastic load balancing. What actually this cloud technology is saying that general cloud technology. Don't take any other provider or partner. Generally, this cloud technology is saying that we need auto scaling. Okay, we need elastic load balancing. Only then we can achieve some performance. By achieving this performance, some customer are, I'm sorry for this disturbance. By achieving this performance, we can pull, I mean that we can gather some client or customer. Okay, for example, yourself Amazon Web Service. Okay, myself customer, Santosh sir is also a customer. What actually myself and Santosh sir will have some discussion. We need to prepare some workstations around. So for that we need a good service. Okay, and we need some auto scaling, elastic load balancing. Only then we can achieve our workstation in higher order performance. Okay, we need to achieve our performance metrics. This is a discussion between myself and Santosh sir because we both are client. Okay, as a cloud service, as a technology, you people are technology. Okay, what you people should do, you should increase the auto scaling, you should do elastic load balancing. Okay, unless or otherwise these two concept uh, I mean that unless or otherwise these two concept available, myself and Santosh sir never turned up to cloud technology. Okay, so this is a concept. So the normal desktop challenges is having, I mean that normal desktop having some challenges, it is overcome by some HCO project and all. Okay, now we are having advanced, we are moving to advanced concept to overcome these simple issues. Okay, by overcoming these simple issues, we can put our workstation in auto scaling manner and elastic load balancing manner. Okay, hope you are understanding my scenario. Okay, you should put some scenario to understand this cloud computing and all. Okay, unless or otherwise we never achieve this subject. Okay, and this Google App Engine, Microsoft Windows, Azure, I have written these two companies and this vendor, what actually they are trying to say that we are having two challenges. Even we are, I mean that already we overcome these challenges by using this suspend resume migrate. Okay, I mean that scheduling some job, scheduling some resource. Okay, this this challenges overcome only for desktop and only for small scale organization. We are moving into the large scale organization which have more challenges. You know what is the challenges? Two challenges: discovery services and publishing the services. You know what is the discovery services and publish services? Let me draw some example. So myself and Santosh are having some workstation. What actually we need? Some technology and some infrastructure we need. Okay, to build our performance. So we are invoking Microsoft Windows Azure. Sir, we need some service kindly provided. We are just requesting the Microsoft Windows Azure. Windows or this Azure, what actually the Azure service provider saying that, sir, we provide everything as a platform, we provide infrastructure, everything. But you know one thing, you should have the knowledge for this discovery services and the publish services. What actually you mean that discovery service in the sense of I can give more information to you, but you need to discover what the information actually you need. Okay, I mean that Windows Azure, this Google App Engine provides some information to us. I mean that to me and Santosh sir. But what actually we need to do that, myself and Santosh sir should sit and develop some services according to my workstation. Hope you are understanding. For example, this Google App Engine providing some infrastructure to me. Okay, I am fetching some infrastructure from Google App Engine. What actually I should do that, myself and Santosh sir should sit over the system and we should analyze the services. Okay, we should develop some services from Google App Engine. They provide only information. Okay, they provide only information. We should extract the information, we should publish the service, we should discover the service. It is quite challenging to me and Santosh sir. Already we are running out of time, already we are running out of memory. Okay, already we are running out of labors, I mean that human resource. Why does we need to do this challenging and all? So we need some more best architecture to overcome these two services. That is said to be RBWS design. Okay, resource via web services. Okay, they are providing some stateful and stateless resource. Okay, and they are providing some dynamic attribute exposure, static and characteristics attributes. So by explaining here, let me go with some architecture. Okay, so so we are having three architecture. Okay, by comparing these three architecture, let me explain the discovery service and the publish service. I mean that I just I just subscribed cloud technology. Okay, what actually I need to do that, by having the technology, I need to discover my service, I need to publish my service to satisfy my client. Okay, hope you are understanding me. Now cloud technology provided some infrastructure diagram, some architecture diagram, some architecture representation to me. Okay, what actually I am going to do that as a organization proprietor, I need to analyze this cloud technology, and I should provide publish service and discovery service. Only then I can only then I can use the technology for my organization. Only then, if I am not understanding my workstation, then how could I going to satisfy my client? So I need to publish this service and discovery this service. So I need some architecture. What I am actually going to do that, OpenEBL are providing some architecture using cluster as a service. These three architecture is our solution. These three architecture is a solution for us. Okay, let me explain this. Hope you've seen this architecture. Client, software service, human operator. This is our client, is our client. The software service and this human operator is myself. Okay, where I'm just invoking the cloud technology. Now the CASS, cloud as cluster as a service, helping me via dynamic broker. Dynamic broker is one of the algorithm. It is just filtering my services. Okay, this publish service and discovery services, and also I'm using some connector, and let me explain the working principle of connector. So this is the connector job. Okay, see, connector having three nodes: notification, decision, detection. Okay, so this is a two concept in resource: state attribute, characteristic attribute. Okay, state attribute in the sense of this is a state attribute that indicates how many nodes in the cluster are busy, how many are idle. State means I'm in my laptop, I'm having 5 server. I should state which server is in idle state, which server looking busy. That is state attribute. Characteristic attribute in the sense of the actual characteristics. What kind of, I mean that the server price and some provider information, quality of services. These are all the characteristics attributes. So what actually I'm doing that, out of this resource, I'm just filtering my services by using connector. Okay, so connector having 3 nodes, 3 concepts, that is notification, decision, and detection. Okay, you see, this is the broker algorithm. Okay, provider. So I'm just I'm just doing publication. Okay, by using this web services state attribute character, I mean that filtered already, the connector filter these things. Okay, in web services. So by using this dynamic broker algorithm, I'm just providing the solution to my provider. Okay, see, so this is the architecture. So node 1, node 2, node 3. Okay, I'm just putting some schedule and monitoring. Okay, and these publication services. Okay, I mean that I acquired my cloud technology. Okay, from that cloud technology, I'm just filtering my publish service and the discovery services. I mean that I am just doing one template myself. I want to make one template by using that cloud technology. For that, I need publish service and discovery service. Discovery service in the sense of I'm just discovering the concept from cloud technology. Okay, for example, I would say some right time example. I'm having only 1 minute. I don't know how to teach it. Okay, for example, let's take Airtel app. Okay, Airtel app, we are using Airtel app only for recharge, but Airtel app having more concept. Okay, how as a client you are knowing that? So Airtel app doing the publish service and discovery services. They are showing, sir, we are having some payment option here. Sir, we are having some all packs option here. Sir, we are having some one more service that we can do the recharge for our TV also. So as a client, I should know. So as a Airtel app, they are published their service and they are discovered their service for their client. Okay, this is the best example.